All right, 6C. Number 10 is the first one that people had a question about, and we're supposed to see if this makes sense. Jack is at the 50th percentile. So he's at the median height. Well, if the curve is symmetric, he could be at the median because the median and the mean are at the same. Now, if you're at the 50 percentile, that means you're at the mean. But 50 percentile also says half of the people are below you. So that does mean median. So, yes, 50 percentile does mean median. It also indicates that that's supposed to be the mean also, if it's symmetric. Okay, and now the next one is 20. And 20 has a bunch of parts to it, but we're supposed to be using the 68, 95, 99.7 rule. So that means this is 34, 34, 68, 13.5, 13.5, so that makes it 47 and a half, 47 and a half, which is 95 for this distance, that area. And then a little bit more on here, let's see, this is 47.5, that leaves 2.5 out here, but it's only 0.15 out beyond, so this is 2.3.5 in here, 2.35 in there, and then 1.5 beyond. So using that form A, and it said that we have a mean of 70, so that's right in the middle, and a standard deviation of 15. So 70 plus 15 is 85, plus 15 is 100, and going down, minus 15 would be 55, and then 40, and next one down, less than 55. Well, there's 50% from there, minus 34. 50 minus 34 is 16%, is less than the 55. B, less than 40. That's the 2.5%. Because there's 47.5 from here, so that only leaves 2.5 for less than 40. Less than 85. 85, less than 85 is 50% plus 34%, 84%. D, less than 100. So that's the 47.5 plus 50 is 97.5. Let's continue on here. So then E, greater than 85. So that's this is 84 down here. So that's 16 up there. Greater than 55. That's 50% plus 34, 84%. Greater than 40. That's 50% plus 34, 84, plus 13.5, which is 97.5. And then finally, H. Between 55 and 85, 68%. And that's 20. Okay, 21, through a bunch of them here, so I'll move this up here. 21 is about a psychology exam that has a normal distribution. The center is, it had a mean of 67 and a standard deviation of 8. So add 8 and we get 75, Add 8, we get 83. Subtract 8, we're at 59. Subtract 8, we're at 51. What percentage of scores is above 59? 50% plus the 34%, that's 84%. 22. What percentage of the scores are below 83? 50% plus 34% plus 13.5 is this one, so that's 97.5. 23. Failing grade in an exam is anything 2 or more standard deviations below the mean. 2 or more below, so everything below 51. Well, if there's 97.5, 50 plus 34 plus 13.5 is 97.5, so the failing grade is everything below that. That only leaves 2.5%. If 500 students took the exam, approximately how many students scored below 75? Well, that's 84%, so that's 0.84 in decimal times 500, which should be, let's see, we take it times 1,000, that would be 840, and so 500 would be half that, 420 if I multiply this. If I multiply correct, that's 420. 25. What's the standard score for a score of 67? Well, it's the z-score, or standard score for 67 is 0. That's right in the middle. 26. What's the standard score for a 63? 63, the way you get the standard score is you take the score they gave you, 63, minus the mean, divided by the standard deviation, which was 8. So 63 minus 67 is minus 4 over 8, or minus 1/2, or minus 0.5. 27. What is the standard score for 55? So the standard score is the score they want you to take, 55, minus the mean, 67, divided by the standard deviation, which is 8. And so this is going to be a negative also. That's 12. Negative 12 over 8, which is negative 1.5. Negative 1.5. And 28. What's the standard score for a score of 85? 85 minus 67 divided by 8. 85, it's a little more than 2, because 83 was 2. 85 minus 67, that would be 78, 18, divided by 8, which is 2 and 2/8 are 1/4, or 2.25. That's the standard score. Okay. And let's see, is there any others you had question on? It's 28, 29. So I'll go on to 29. 29 said, use the table of 6.3 to find the percentile. Data value, 1 standard deviation from the mean. 1 standard deviation of the mean from the mean. I'm going to use, let's see, do I have the tables we used in class? I don't think I do. So 1 standard deviation from the mean should be about 84. But if I go to that page in the book that says 1 standard deviation from the mean, 1 standard deviation is 84.13. percentile. That's 29, and then 30. 30 said, oh, that's part A. 29B, a data value of 0.5. 0.5 above the mean, so that's a plus 0.5. If I look on the table, I get 69.15 percentile. It's better than 69.15%. And C was a 1.5 standard deviations below. So if I want to do 1.5 below, I'm going to use the minus, and that's 6.68 percentile. That means only 6.68% of the people did lower than that. Okay, now 30. And the final one on 6C. 30 says 0.5 below the mean. Well, that would be same as 0.5 above, but going down, so that would be, let's just look it up. 0.5 below would be negative 0.5, which is 30.85. And B says 2 standard deviations below the mean, so that'd be negative 2. Negative 2 is 2.28. Hold still here. 2.28% are below that. And then C, and it says a z-score of 1.2 above. So we're going to look up a positive 1.2, 88.49. That means 88.49% of the people scored below that score, or whatever we're talking about here. Okay, that's all of 6C.